Hello, this is Derek Peterson with Aviara Property Management. I hope everybody's having a great day. I'm coming from Las Vegas, Sin City. We're here for some corporate meetings, and I thought I'd sneak in a real quick episode. I don't know how quick it'll be. I'll try my best. These are talking about the property management fees and some of the dumb mistakes I made. I've been doing this for 25 years. The first 20 or whatever, I was focused specifically as an owner and hiring property management companies and firing property management companies. So I've seen a fair amount of different types of property management companies, what worked, what didn't, and I want to bring that to you. So the first thing I need to discuss, and this is, I just want to make sure that the terms that I use are understood. So when I'm talking about return on investment or ROI, I'm talking about the money, how much money makes it to the owner's pocket after all expenses are paid. So that's your return on investment, that's your ROI. And do the property management fees really matter as much as you think they do? And when I first started, I would go for the cheapest. I would literally go for the cheapest, and I would try to grind them down even more on property management fees and leasing fees. And then I took a bunch of classes and had a bunch of experiences and learned that my interest as an owner should be fairly, as much as possible, aligned with the property management companies and the residents. We want to align everybody's interest. And that's what I always go back to now. I think about, are our interests aligned? Are they not aligned? So what we focus on is keeping the fee structure really simple, easy to understand. So we charge a lease-up fee, which shouldn't be a moneymaker, to a property management company. They shouldn't be making a bunch of money on the lease-up fee. But there's a lot of work that goes into taking a property and getting it marketed correctly, sifting through all the applicants that are coming in, vetting those applicants, doing credit background checks, showing the unit. Oh my gosh, there's so much time that goes into this. And if the property management company is doing a really good job of vetting those and not just doing blanket approvals, and how much we dig into somebody's background at Aviara Property Management, I don't think anybody else does. So I wouldn't necessarily, in fact, I wouldn't go for the cheapest leasing fees that you find. I mean, there's companies out there, lease ups are $400 or $500 or, $800. That's not a good idea to grind property management companies on leasing fees. And then there's the property management fee, which is the day-to-day. And Avia Property Management likes to keep things simple. We just charge 8% on gross rents coming in, not on scheduled rents. So there's a big difference. So if your property sits for 2 months because a property manager is not finding a person for you, on scheduled rents, they can still charge you their 8%, even though there's nobody there paying rent. I absolutely despise that. I can't stand it. So we charge 8% on collected revenue. So if there's nobody there, I'm not charging 8%. I wouldn't want anybody to charge me 8% for people that aren't there. That's just adding insult to injury. So, the major things that matter, and I think I've alluded to this before, is how close is your property manager to your property? So I'm not going to hire in my area. I'm not going to hire a San Diego property manager to manage a property in Carlsbad. With traffic, it can be 45 minutes. Nobody's going to come and spend any time on your property. No one's going to, everybody's going to take the shortest possible route they can to filling the vacancy and managing your property once the vacancy is filled. So be aware of that. Be aware of vendor markups and all of these things that some management companies charge. I can't stand those things. I don't charge them. If a vendor comes in, a plumber comes in and charges for repairing a toilet or something, that's exactly what my clients get charged, is whatever the plumber. And I work hard to build relationships with contractors in my area so that I'm getting good pricing, that it's fair, reasonable, quality, all of those things. So I think what really matters when you're selecting a property management company is the fees don't mean anything. The fees are just for the survival of the management company. What really matters to an owner's ROI is vacancy. How long does your property sit? If you've got a $5,000, $6,000 property, single family home that rents for $5,000, $6,000 a month, and it sits open for 2-3 months, that can be $15,000 to $20,000. Does a couple of percentage points on a property management fee even come close to that in magnitude? No. What else matters really is the unit turn. So when a resident moves out after being there for hopefully for 10 years, 5 years, whatever it is, a long time, and then they move out, how much goes into repairing, painting walls, flooring, doing whatever needs to be done to bring it up to being able to get market for that unit. So those are major costs. And if the property manager did not vet that tenant that came in properly, they could get somebody that doesn't treat properties very well. And that can cost you thousands of dollars. And if that property manager took forever to lease out now you can't control demand, but if they took way longer than they should have to lease your property out, you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars lost to money in your pocket. So those are the things that matter. And of course, fair and reasonable property management fees, I would stand by that. 8%, I think, is standard property management fee. If you're getting it done for 5%, I would just be aware of that. Unless you're managing big apartments, then they can pull off the volume to get 5%. But you should pay 8%, and I would say 25 to 50% of lease up is completely reasonable, and you want them spending time on selecting the person that's going to be living in your property. Anyway, this turned in way too long. I hope this helps you. And these are all the stupid things I did, for the last 20 years. And I finally learned. So have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Derek Peterson, Aviara Property Management.